Hey guys, Sharpend here. In this video I wanted to show you how I got live trumpet, saxophone and guitar for my new single, Lonely. So this single started out with me producing a beat and then I started to sing on it. But I figured that this song has the potential to use a lot of live instrumentation to make it sound a bit more interesting and spicy. So the first thing I did was get to a demo where I'm pretty happy with the song, which is this demo. It sounds pretty close to the original, but you'll hear that there are no trumpet or saxophone. And there are MIDI trumpets in the ta-da-ta-da part. They sound very realistic. And also in the breakdown part, you hear that it's a lot emptier. So I figured that I want to add a few more instruments into this, and I thought the trumpet would be a very nice addition. So I went to Fiverr and I found this guy and his profile. And as you can see, you have like different options to buy, and I went and bought, I think, the standard option because I wanted one part that is going to be something that I wrote myself, like a MIDI arrangement that I want him to play, and another part that I wanted some improvisations. So I sent out a request. I sent out the demo and a few examples of what I wanted to be recorded, which are right here. So I wanted him to record this trumpet line. And the main trumpet line, which is the ta-da-ta-da. Yeah. So as you can see, I had to use MIDI libraries and they sound really bad. But I think it's a pretty good way to send a demonstration of what you want to do. And then I just sent the entire demo and told him to just go to town and try and improvise over the beat and see what happens. And that's what he did. So he sent me the recordings that I wanted, which are here. And he also sent me the ta-da-ta-da. Yeah. And you can hear it's already a lot better than this thing. Yeah. A lot more realistic. But I decided that I wanted to ask for a revision, which is a second take for the trumpet here, because it didn't sound like it was following the vocals exactly. So I just sent out a message and I got another take for this. Yeah. And I also got, he was generous enough to give me 3 improvised takes, which was great. It's all 3 of these. And let me play you a bit from these. So as you can see, I got quite a lot of takes to choose from and to mix and match. And this is exactly what I did. I just started with the very clear MIDI things that I requested, and I just layered them on top of each other, like here. And for the ta-da-ta-da takes, I just went ahead and just like comped them together since I had 2 takes. So I just took some from the first take, some for the second take, like so. Yeah. And that was the easy part. And then I just had to mess with all of these improv parts and try and make them into something that will fit the song well. And that took quite a while. I edited them like crazy and I ended up with like a very long improv part, which is this thing. So let's hear it. So basically what this is it's the improvs, and I mix them together. I layer them on top of each other sometimes, and I decided to duplicate that file and put one in the right ear and the left ear, so you get something like this. Which is a lot nicer because you feel like there are a lot of trumpets playing together at the same time when it's only one trumpet doing 3 takes, and then I just comp them together to make something even cooler. So with the beat, it would sound something like this. And that's pretty much it for the trumpet. It was a lot of editing, a lot of cutting stuff together to make them fit, but then I added it all over, like in the breakdown that sounds like a 60s movie. Here they are. And also in the ending. And they really gave a really nice flavor to the song in general. And now let's take a look at how I got some saxophone bits. So I have a friend that plays saxophone. His name is Dolev, and he gave me a lot of takes. All of this is just cuts from the takes that he gave me. He gave me like 17 takes of saxophone improvs. And he told me he had a hard time improvising over this beat. But then again, I really appreciate him giving me so many takes, so I just cut a lot of pieces. Let's maybe try and listen to some of these. So yeah, it just gave me a lot of takes, and I just cut them all up until I got something that sounded pretty cool. So in the end, after a lot of cutting, I got this thing. Yeah, so there is some post-processing done to the saxophone. There's slight auto-tuning just to make sure that the notes are in tune, because it's an instrument that can drift in pitch very slightly. There is a lot of compression and some distortion, because I found out it brings like a nicer sound from these instruments, especially on a trap beat. So let's hear it without the effects real quick. So as you can hear, the compression and the distortion really brings out some more, some more depth to it. And also the compression sort of makes you hear the room that it was recorded in, which makes it sound a bit more live in context of this song, compared to the non-effects version, which has no room reverb sound in it. And I didn't use reverb, I really didn't. It's just a compression, which is really cool, and it turned out great. And then I also used the saxophone for some short beats in the second verse, right here. Need to get the fuck out of my bed, but the driver sink inside. So yeah, I also layered it with a synth, so together they sound like this. And the synth alone doesn't sound as great as all of these together. And only with the saxophone it really sounds more realistic and And at the same time, it really complements the saxophone and makes it play a lot of notes that the Improv didn't have, like this thing, which is great and super cool. Okay, so now we can take a look at the guitar parts for Lonely. So I got my friend named Daniel to record some guitar for me. I went over to his place and I gave him the beat and he just started jamming out like crazy to the song. So here's a short video that I took of Daniel just improvising on top of Lonely. And he gave me these two beautiful takes, which are very long and filled with a lot of improv. So yeah, let's hear them. So just a lot of great stuff. And then I ended up cutting up a lot of it and finding the little bits that work the best in the song. So I got to these parts. So let's hear them alone. So this is just two small parts that I reverbed to hell and back, and they fit pretty well in like a transition in the song, in the first chorus. Let's hear them. So all the reverb and sustain here sort of give you a nice pad that lingers on. And then this part just transitions us into the second verse, which I thought was a nice addition, so that's why they're there. And then we have some more parts. So we have the bridge, I would call it, the 60s bridge, right here. I think it adds a nice amount of playfulness to this part. And then throughout the second chorus, we have like tiny bits here and there, like here. And also here. And these are pretty quiet in the mix. But they give you a nice variation from like the trumpet improvs and the saxophone improvs. It's a nice addition that really makes the song shine a bit brighter. And let's look at the processing. So we have just Amplitube, just like an amp simulator with some reverb. That's because I insisted that it would record direct input for me. And then there's also some compression because sometimes the guitar would peak too loud. So I just wanted to keep things more consistent, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much all to the guitar. It's just a bunch of small riffs, but they sound perfect where they are, and they add a lot to the song. So I'm really happy I got to record all of these from him. So yeah, I think the main takeaway from working with Fiverr is that it's possible. It's a bit cheaper than session musicians. And if you don't know people, don't have contacts with session musicians, it's a pretty good option in my opinion. You just need to be very clear about what you want. So you need to articulate what type of playing you're looking for, and also like give the chord progression, the key, the tempo, an instrumental demo, some MIDI or something as an example of what you want them to play. So it takes a lot more effort in guiding the Fiverr musician in the right direction, but I think that it's a fairly cheap option. And it turned out great with Lonely, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening to Lonely. And yeah, bye.